Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One, and thanks for logging on. Today, we're looking at the Richard Mille RM10 Le Mans Classic. You can see this 1 of 80 limited edition in rose gold on our website, watchyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the video at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with additional photographs, accessories included, and of course, complete pricing information. Now, on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, this Richard Mille strikes the perfect balance between technology and warmth. And I say that because the Le Mans Classic is quite different from the annual 24 Hours of Le Mans sports car race. The Classic, held since 2002, is a race for veteran racing machines, pre-1979 vintage race cars competing every 2 years biennially. Now, this year will be the 8th edition. This watch you see here was released in 2010 for the 5th edition. And because of that, the combination of warm rose gold and that beautiful British racing green carbon flange about the dial really suits the mission of the watch a little bit better than the pure technical profile of the titanium case. Now, on my wrist, you can see that the watch is actually quite tidy in its proportions. It's only 48 millimeters from lug to lug, so despite the oversized tonneau, the lug-to-lug span is anything but oversized. Now, it's actually quite slim too. Because of the sheer of the case, it looks taller than it is. It's actually only 14 millimeters thick, 13.5 to be precise, so it doesn't stand too proud of the wrist. And in terms of absolute width, not counting the crown, 39 millimeters, so it's anything but a big bully. Now, what you will feel is that it has impressive heft. This is a little bit exceptional for Richard Mille because so many of his watches are built in lightweight resins, composites, and titanium, even magnesium alloys, that many associate the Richard Mille wrist experience with an ultralight watch. This one's satisfying. If you like that traditional luxury watch feel, the RM10 Le Mans Classic in rose gold is the Richard Mille for you. Now, you'll notice that it has a beautiful camber to the case. It actually hugs the profile of my wrist. Now, what I mean by camber is that the back of the case is curved just like the front of the case and the crystal. In addition, although the strap itself conforms to the end of the case, it doesn't have a tendency to flare dramatically. There's a little bit of expansion from side to side, so the watch wears perhaps more like a 51 or 52 millimeter lug-to-lug timepiece. But again, because it does contour to the wrist, it wears easy and compact. Now, the strap is a superb piece. You can see, while relief channels are generally the sign of a well-designed rubber strap, Richard Mille takes it to the next level and actually offers relief venting. So this is a spectacular watch to wear during the heat of the southern France summer, easily releasing moisture, heat, and any kind of sweat or discomfort from being trapped against the wrist. You'll also note that the watch is paired with a beautiful hybrid rose gold and titanium deployant clasp. So let's look at this and just talk about what you get. The Richard Mille design ethic always goes above and beyond, so it's not simply a deployant clasp, it's actually a titanium double deployant with an internal leaf spring, a titanium leaf spring. Again, much like vintage automotive suspension, the leaf spring ensures that when it pops open with authority, and when closed, it pretty much sucks itself closed. Very secure. It also is paired with a beautiful Richard Mille branded Valgine produced rose gold buckle. Now, when I say Valgine, and you can see the maker's mark on the case here, V, a major stakeholder in Richard Mille that's been building its cases for a number of years. And you can see that the case itself is iconic Richard Mille. It is that tonneau shape that we've come to expect since his first timepieces hit the market in 2001. Now, it's beautifully articulated. It really has the look of sort of the endoskeleton of a building, as if you've seen a skyscraper under construction finished halfway. Really brings the machine from the inside out. You can see those signature Richard Mille titanium bezel bolts. Inboard, you can also see that the dial itself is uniquely composed in that it employs 3 separate layers of sapphire. Of course, there's the curved and cambered sapphire across the dial itself. Beneath that, there's a second sapphire that serves as the mounting point inboard of the green carbon fiber flange, the mounting point for all of the sub-registers, the frame of the date, the Le Mans commemorative graphics, and all of the numerals and the calibration of the 24-hour scale. Now, beneath that and bearing the date wheel, there is a third sapphire. You can't see it too easily unless the date is in transition, but it bears the numerals of the 31-day month just beneath the sapphire mounting the Arabic numerals for the time itself. Now, you'll notice that it does feature a skeletonized caliber with titanium plates and bridges beneath. And when you roll the watch over, you get a good look at the Richard Mille caliber RMA S7. Now, this advantage shows it to best effect. It is based on a Vaucher 4000, essentially base caliber, dramatically elaborated with unique materials, namely titanium, a free-sprung balance, and a variable inertia winding rotor. Now, the watch does have a 55-hour power reserve, courtesy of twin mainspring barrels, which you can see through the skeletonized barrel bridge. They provide a very even release of torque throughout the 55-hour power reserve. So while ordinarily double mainspring barrels are used for outlandish power reserves, here they're used to provide excellent chronometry through the power reserve that's offered. And at 55 hours, it's still solidly more than the industry standard 42. You also see that this rugged movement is free sprung. All of the variable inertia weights to change the moment of inertia of the balance itself are located on the balance itself, so shock and disruptions on the wrist can't permanently change the timing of the watch. You'll also notice these little wings on board the winding rotor. Now, they can be moved in or out during service to adapt the watch to your particular usage patterns. If you're very active, you may want to reduce the moment of inertia so the winding system isn't overactive, and if you're relatively sedentary, increase the moment of inertia as much as possible so that winding efficiency is maximized. Now, you'll also note that there are anchors at all four corners that allow the watch to be mounted on elastomer suspension so that shock is further attenuated when the watch is on the wrist, isolating the movement from disruptions of the forearm itself. Finally, there are ceramic rotor bearings at center, so the materials theme of this watch: natural rubber, carbon fiber flange, sapphire, rose gold, titanium, and of course ceramic. The rotor bearings themselves being unlubricated, high-efficiency units paired with an exceptionally efficient unidirectional winding action. This watch is a little bit different from the conventional RM10 in that it is the Le Mans-themed Classic Edition. Now, Le Mans, of course, being a 24-hour event, there is a unique 24-hour scale that acts as an AM-PM differentiator for the time at center, so you know whether you're looking, for instance, at 8:30 p.m. or 8:30 a.m., ideal for enthusiasts of endurance racing. The watch also features all of the essentials, basically what you would get in a standard sports watch, namely, when you pull the crown, you stop the balance, you hack the seconds, you allow precise synchronization to a known accurate reference time, and the watch does feature a quick set function. Should it run down, you can quickly correct the date. You can see this 1 of 80 rose gold Richard Mille RM10 Le Mans Classic limited edition and buy it on our website, watchyouwant.com.